Thank you for pushing me. But you know, to be honest, I actually kept three actors ready. So, yeah, so all three were ready with costume. All of them had a script. All of them got the briefing. All of them are ready to shoot from the first day. I actually 2 days before the actual shooting, and at the same time I was getting ready because I knew that okay, let me get ready, but maybe I mean on the last day before the shoot starts, I might feel like oh my god, I cannot do this. So I was keeping all the options ready. So there are three actors I want to really thank them without mentioning them because they were so kind to take such a weird job where they don't know what are they preparing for, where they don't know whether they can really act in that film or not. But they were such lovely guys. All of them are brilliant actors from Bangladesh. And huh? I'm sure, yeah. And they should. And they are waiting to see the film. I told them, you know, it is releasing on Chorki soon. And then you guys will have a mark sheet and you can put how much mark I got. But yeah, it was vulnerable and at the same time very interesting experience. And, I mean, I have to add one thing. I mean, of course, Tisha co-wrote with me here, but to be frank, yeah, to be frank, yeah, to be frank and honest, uh, I would I would swallow all the pressure from Anandada and Ridwan Rani. But I couldn't swallow the pressure from Tisha because on the last day Tisha said, you know, this is a film, don't look at it as a film. You cannot make this film twice. You only can make it once and do it. And I did it.
Irfan film, and this was a way to kind of smartly kind of address it in some way. Also, I don't know, I would like to hear from you and
Yeah, as the title says, something like an autobiography, and it has to be as honest as an autobiography, and whatever you have seen there. Of course, I mean, I was not in jail, but I feel like I'm in jail. So this is like the cinematic translation of what I feel in my heart. I mean, Bangladesh is a country which is progressing a lot, but we have been saying that this economic progress means nothing if you cannot progress culturally. We have a great younger population, educated middle class. We just need proper political system where everything can really come together. So I have to be honest, like my films are, but I played it differently. I can show you from where every scene came from. Like the scene where this guy says that, oh, this guy is a dangerous guy. His last film is also stuck at the censor board. It came from a real experience. So what happens is like one of my assistant directors, who's my most trusted partner. So he went to visit a location for one of my films. So he went there, and they were happy to show him the location. And once they came to know that this is for me, they were a little scared. So one of the top guy, he took my assistant director aside and he said, you know, I'm a big fan of Farooki Bhai, but don't tell anyone that this is for Farooki Bhai. Then my assistant director said, why? So you don't know that all the newspapers are coming that he is in trouble with the censor board, which means he's in trouble with the government, which means we should not allow him. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He must be a bad guy. Otherwise, why his film is stuck in the censor board? So yeah, I mean, and same thing happened during the 31st night. All of a sudden, Dhaka experienced huge firecrackers. Like, it's unbelievable. As if some war going on between two countries. And yeah, during that, no, just before that year. During that time, one baby actually died. Died out of shock. Because, I mean, it was happening like hell. So next year, Tisha conceived. At the time, Ilham was our daughter. She was 8 months old. And right at this moment, during the 31st, this firecracker started, and we were hell scared because the baby was kicking her inside mom's womb like a scared kid. And I became father at a very late age, so I was super conscious about my baby. I was super worried what is happening. And I tried to call police and see if they can at least stop people around our house, which is not possible. And that night, we knew that this has to really contribute to the film, because you see, we keep asking, when are you taking baby? But we have not made the world ready for the baby. We don't bother about sound pollution. We don't really care about babies. But we always want, oh, when are you taking the babies? So that night really gave birth to the second part of the film.
You've collaborated as actress and director now.
As actor, I want to tell. How
Hello everyone. The thing is, I'm not a professional writer, so this is the first time I'm just co-writing with him, such a brilliant director. So first thing in my mind, that is, after getting married, everyone asks me that when you are taking baby, as if they will take care of my baby.
Just to add, that was the national question in Bangladesh for quite some time. Literally, if you go to our Facebook page,
You can find
10,000
out.
comments.
Yes, there is no negative comments. Everyone, I was blessed by my audience. Everyone praises me. Everyone talk about good things about me. But one question: when you are taking baby, why you are not taking baby? What is the problem? Blah blah blah. Lots of questions.
Does your husband has a problem? I mean, yeah.
And sometimes people said, "Oh, your husband is very old, so bad luck for you." So after this many questions, I decided, okay, fine, let's make a film about it. Let's write something, because taking a baby should be a woman's decision, not a family decision, not a husband's decision, because we have to consider everything. We have to take pause from our career. We have to deal with so many things. So it should be a woman's decision when I'm taking baby, when I'm able to take a responsibility of baby. That time I want to take a baby, and I decided, okay, fine. When I feel that, okay, now I can take a responsibility of a baby, I will take baby. I just keep quiet. This, okay, fine. Let them ask so many questions. I'm not bothered.
Problems that kind of we share as South Asian people, and his films always reflect that. And we have a big South Asian section as a focus in MAMI this year, and I'm very glad we are all kind of getting to. Do you want to talk about?
Well, of course, I mean, I am always misunderstood in Europe. This is what I tell. Just I give you two examples, then you'll understand that to understand the nuances of South Asia is really important. One example, I'll not be mentioning the name, but I'm sure this will be released on social media and he or she will see it. So in one of the festivals, okay, in Busan this year, let's be honest. So in Busan this year, but I'll not mention the name. In Busan this year, so two very important filmmakers from Asia, they came and they said, we loved your film, and whatever they said, then they said, but funny thing, I said, what? Then he mentioned of a name who I know, he or she is from Europe. Then he said, when he or she was watching the film, at one point he was telling my friend, this filmmaker friend, that, but I can't believe this can happen. How come Farooki is a known filmmaker? How come he can be confined and he can be arrested, and how come police is doing all these things? Then my friend did not reply at the time. But later, when the film was over, he said, maybe because you don't know Asia. Maybe because you don't know how our society operates. This is one example, right? There's another example. So in one of the films that I made, I'm not mentioning the name because people will understand. So I was in France. So before the jury deliberation, so we were in competition. So we were having dinner. So two of our friends are together. One is Naman from Variety. So we were having dinner. So one of the juries came to me and said, you made such a brilliant film, but why did you end the film in Australia? It doesn't happen in Australia. I said, you must Google. You have to look up. The problem is, what Bong Joon-ho said during his Oscar speech, that there is a 6-inch barrier of subtitle. And I think we need to add something. There is a 2-second barrier of willingness. They need to really look up to understand what happens in our society, what kind of people we are, how we react. The problem is, if we keep looking at South Asian cinema in the hope that we will see the Sotian reaction from our actor, then you are crazy wrong, because our people don't act like this. Our emotions are different, and the way we express our emotions, that's very different. So I think this is a conversation that has been going on for quite some time now. In FDC, when Nina was there as MD, at the time there was a seminar, a knowledge series they call, on this topic. Meenakshi was the moderator, and we spoke about this. And I'm sure we'll be speaking about this for next 10 years. And after 10 or 15 years, they will really open their eyes and they will try to understand our pulses and our emotions.